Thanks for downloading this episode of the Success Podcast. It contains explicit content and language.
That's right, honey. You just put your tooth under your pillow and then go to sleep. And then when you wake up in the morning, the tooth fairy will have taken your tooth and left you a whole $1.
I'm so excited, Dad. What is the tooth fairy like? Do you think she's beautiful?
Meh. She's okay. Nothing to write home about. I fucked worse. I mean, you've seen what I'm willing to settle for when I married your mother.
What?
Nothing, sweetheart. Now close your eyes and get some rest.
But you didn't sing me my lullaby.
Fine. But real fast, then you need to get some sleep, okay?
Okay, Daddy.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Daddy's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Daddy's gonna quit and fucking leave. And when I leave, I won't come back, 'cause your mommy's gotten fat. And even if she loses weight, I've been banging your Aunt Kate. So close your eyes and get some rest. Dad has to buy a pregnancy test, and I swear if she keeps it, I'm just gonna slit my wrists. My dear God, just make this end. I swear to God and Christ, amen. Good night, sweetheart. I don't love your mother.
Welcome to the Success Podcast. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jay Dizzle. That's my gangster name.
Are you texting right now already? Like we're
What?
10 seconds in and we're already texting?
Okay, there's a reason that I'm texting. See? So, you know how passionate I am about net neutrality, right? About the net neutrality thing?
You're passionate about it being neutral or about it not being neutral?
About it being neutral. About it not being repealed. I'm against what just happened today where they just repealed the net neutrality regulations. Okay? So, in a nutshell, it was put in place by the Obama administration to keep it so big internet service providers and cable companies can't control the content that me and you see. They can't filter out what shows up where, and they can't charge extra a la carte type stuff. Anyway, in a nutshell, I'm just very against this being opposed because it's gonna be detrimental, I think, to free speech, to business, to politics. I don't think people understand the impact it's going to have, like just overall. So my problem here is, so people are posting like, "Oh, you don't understand what it means," blah blah blah. I can't believe that this happened. And then Fault in Our Stars posts something on hers, and matter of fact, I'm going to read you what she posted and what I wrote on it, and then the subsequent interaction. Okay, she posted a meme that said, "If hashtag net neutrality," and this is a meme. She didn't come up with it herself. It's somebody else shared. And anyway, if net neutrality is repealed, Netflix will cost $199 per second. $800 fine if you say MySpace. Your iPhone will strangle you. The entirety of Manhattan will be zombies except for one man. Annual reaping of children will be instated. The Lorax shows up. Sharknado, right? Which is cute. I get it, right? But I'm so upset about this right now because people are so ignorant to what it actually means that I said it's funny until you or anyone who thinks it's cute does even a microsecond of research and actually realizes what it means to freedom of speech and global communication, technological advancement, education, the entire political process, and things that are more important than stupid social media memes, pictures of puppies, and depressing quotes. That's what I wrote. So she wrote a couple thumbs up and said, cool. And then one of her friends, I guess, wrote on it, said, JD, relax. It's a meme, not the end of the damn world. It's a joke. I'm like, I'm going to move to Switzerland.
Hey, you know what? For once, you and I are on the same page with something. I guess you can make it political about the net neutrality thing. But I was also, and I can't find the article now. I was reading an article on why the end of net neutrality isn't necessarily a bad thing. But then I can't find it, so I can't really come up with it.
There is no such article.
No, there is. It was, and I can't remember where I saw it. It was maybe like 15 minutes before we started talking today. I do remember it had something in there. One, did you know that I think it was a few years ago? Like for 2 years, net neutrality had ended, and then I guess Obama had like reinstated it or put it back in place, or had the FCC put it back in place. Right. And nothing happened in that 2 years. That was one thing from the article. Two, that's what it must have been on a libertarian page, because it was pretty much saying that it leaves it up to the ISPs to determine which sites are throttled and which ones aren't, and et cetera, right, et cetera. And that it would actually hurt them if they did, because the consumer would choose who to go with based on that. So if someone did try to take advantage of it, like I know Verizon's like on board with the death of it, like was really kind of pulling for net neutrality to end. People could boycott Verizon and go to T-Mobile, or go to another Time Warner, or one of these other internet service providers that doesn't do that. So I think that it's a bad thing.
Yeah, but here's my problem. Here's my problem, though, is like companies say like Netflix, who are directly competing with like cable companies. The cable companies are now going to be in control of what they charge. True. Because we are, as consumers, aren't going to see we're not going to foot the bill. The independent business owners, the entrepreneurs, the small businesses, web designers like me, podcasts, like things like that, we are going to have to pay the bill to make sure we even get seen. And now it's going to be completely regulated by not only these ISPs and cable companies, but by like the political machine in general. That is essentially, if you disagree, it's going to be very unlikely to show. That's happening now. Actually, if there was a WikiLeaks leak during the actual Hillary Clinton campaign, where it was leaked that Google was tweaking the search results to keep certain negative media about Hillary Clinton out of the Google feed. Like that's happening now, but now it's just going to happen. You're giving the power to even more people to do that same thing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but
Google's bad. Google and Twitter also. I saw some type of hearing. What's happening? I'm hearing music. I hear music. Oh my God, I hear music. You didn't hear it, but I heard it. It's okay. It's all good. I killed it. Net neutrality's dead.
Net neutrality's dead.
I had a browser open and it just started, like a commercial started playing, but they didn't pay us, so I didn't leave it on. Anyway, I saw some type of, whatever, board hearing, and Twitter, the CEO of Twitter was like discussing something had happened. A news story had trended on Twitter that apparently was a fake news, or to whoever believed that it was fake news. And Twitter said, "Okay, we're doing things to make sure that these things don't happen." So even though they're even controlling that, Well,
Facebook's doing the same thing. That was the big thing.
Don't you like
social
that guy?
Media. Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, I think he's a decent entrepreneur.
You don't think he's an evil bitch that's like holding the world by its strings?
Oh, no, not at all.
Really?
There's so many more powerful people doing that.
Yeah, he is kind of Mark Zuckerberg.
Wow. Cut joke. Nice.
I know. I love how I guess the Reds, the Republicans, or the conservatives, they like to say cuck, You and I knew the meaning of cuckold way before it ever became popular, but it was from a different. It was
for different reasons, much deep-seated, darker reasons.
I can't help every time I see like a conservative person call a liberal a cuck, like just get a little turned on, It
was really fun. So a couple of my exes know that like I had a couple of moments of like, that would be super hot. You don't think that'd be super hot? They're like, that's weird. One exception, and you knew her, that was like totally into it. Penelope was like totally down into it. But anyway, so my most recent, I guess, girlfriend, when we split, she was like, you should see other people. I meant you have to. But here's what's funny about that is she had told me to kind of see other people when we first started talking. Like she was intrigued by our podcast because of the sexcapades that I was having.
Are you saying she was like listening to your stories and like diddling herself while
I don't
listening?
I don't think she was diddling herself.
She might. Your stories, my voice, her diddles.
My voice, your voice. You're so stupid.
Hey, I hear you're writing a book.
I am writing a book.
Like a Stephen King over here.
Debate? You ready for this debate?
What debate? There is no debate.
There's a debate.
Why
You're going to debate what it's about.
What are you writing a book about?
Cryptocurrency.
Why? What do you know about cryptocurrency?
I know all the things.
Really?
I do.
You're not just jumping on the bandwagon with all these other fuckers?
I have been doing cryptocurrency before.
For a whole 2 months. For a whole 2 months. I know.
A whole 2 months? I've been doing it for like a year.
I know, it's been like 7 months. I remember when you started doing it.
Yeah, I've been mining Monero, and like I never jumped on. Like I never did it like I'm not like a Bitcoin billionaire who was like, I knew what cryptocurrency was when it first came out, but I didn't have the forethought to think that it would be as big as it was, so I didn't invest. When it started getting bigger in like the last 6-7 months, I still didn't think it was going to do what it did now, but I started mining it instead of purchasing it because you can mine cryptocurrency from your own computer and it doesn't cost anything. So instead of buying, I invested by doing my own mining. And so now I get a lot of questions because it's big now and people know I've been talking about it for a little bit, so I get questions. So a friend of mine and myself, he actually knows a lot more about it than I do, and actually he's a lot more successful at the mining and the purchasing and the trading of it.
So you're writing a book?
Co-writing, yes.
Co-writing a book.
Yeah. On cryptocurrency. Just kind of the first, it's divided into 3 parts. The first part is like kind of the what is, like with the first few chapters
Can I tell you why it's all bullshit?
Yes, go for it. Let's hear it.
All right. And not you writing the book, that's cool. The whole cryptocurrency thing. One, anyone who has ever dealt with stocks and securities can see it for what it is. And you have to think, all these people that have money in securities and in stocks and why wouldn't they put money into something that could see like what's the percentage growth in the last just like 4 weeks? Depends
on the currency.
Well, let's just say Bitcoin, for example, like 400%.
I think it's more than that.
Right? Why wouldn't someone take their money, put it in there, right, short it, and then make money really super quick? Nobody's doing that.
No, they are shorting it. Even the Wolf of Wall Street just was on one of the finance things. That's exactly what's happening. And I'm not going to say, here's the thing. The people who are in it right now are like, oh, this is a get rich quick, I'm going to be a billionaire. You're an idiot. If you get in there and you can't stand to lose money, then you shouldn't be in it.
Well, that's any type of security.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying right now that, first of all, the Bitcoin bubble is going to pop. I guarantee you it's going to pop, and it's going to pop soon. But that's not the point that you should be taking away from this. The point you need to take away from this is cryptocurrency as a whole and the impact it has on global society, that this cryptocurrency is going to continue to be around. It's going to continue to be utilized. And on the longer timeline, this is going to become the default financial authority.
I agree. And you know what else?
What?
AI, our whole AI discussion that we have every now and then. I believe that, and I'm just going to say it like this, the robots are going to use cryptocurrency to enslave us. All right?
That's already what our government's doing with regular money.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, but the government is human. The robots are able to learn and adapt. And yeah, it's going to be bad, man. It's going to be worse than Terminator. It's going to be like Terminator. It's going to be like the Terminator of Wall Street.
I, for one, look forward to our robot overlords.
Yeah.
I mean, the way things are going right now, like if you gave an infinitely intelligent system to say, hey, save the human race, and they looked at us and be like, 1, you're not worth saving, or 2, well, you guys are the biggest threat to yourselves, let's destroy you, I'd be like, hey, you're smarter than I. What do I know? Kill us all.
Hey, you know that was it an asteroid or whatever, the space object that NASA saw? Maybe this was like a month ago. That's like in the shape of a cigar. It's like super long. So now they're saying that it's possible that it may be like
an alien probe.
Yeah, an alien, like a probe. Like probing the. That's pretty cool.
I live this stuff, man. Like I live and breathe. Like I just recreated my blog, my Modern Futurist blog. So I haven't actually posted anything on it, but I just like rebuilt it and restructured it, and I was just going to start posting nerd stuff.
NASA was supposed to have some type of press conference releasing information or something that they had learned.
They did,
and it was about like another system.
It was the Trump thing.
The Trump thing.
Trump saying we're going back to the moon.
Oh yeah, no, I knew about that like a few days ago. No, I'm talking about today. And what they I guess released was that they had discovered another system with like 8 planets that could sustain alien life. That by like space measurements isn't that far away. It's like
they do that. They've done that like 100 times already.
Yeah, but this one's real.
You know, the fun thing that's happening right now, though, in my opinion, is Boeing is now picking a fight with Elon Musk and SpaceX, saying that they are going to get to Mars before he will. And you know what he said? Bring it. Motherfucker said, bring it. He said, please do.
It's the ultimate plan. Listen, when you want something done and you don't care whether it's you or someone else, like nobody would give a shit about Mars. He's brought that to the forefront. Like NASA's talked about it, but they haven't done anything like serious besides send like the rovers and whatnots. So he's like, it's kind of like if you tell Trump like he can't do something, he's going to do it just because he's like a little like obstinate bitch. I don't know what the word to choice. That's pretty cool. I like that one. Bitch is the word of the day today. Bitch.
Is that the bitch of the word of the day?
Yeah, I love that.
Bitch is the word of the day.
Yeah. Bitch.
I like it.
What about cuck bitch? That's a good one.
Cuck bitch is a good one. So I get to go see an early premiere of Star Wars this evening.
Wow, that's cool.
Isn't it? Well, we were talking about space and Mars.
No, I'm just saying. Star Wars is dead to me, and it has been for a while. It sucks.
Wait, why?
I don't know, man. I just really didn't like the new one. It was kind of like if you'd seen like the original, you'd already seen this one, and it was really nice. I know,
but they had to have this one to kind of reboot the franchise.
I guess. I don't know.
I hear this one though is even George Lucas has said this is probably one of the best Star Wars movies ever made.
I know this is weird, but George Lucas is kind of like the worst thing to happen to Star Wars. Like he had like the idea, but then he tried to like run too much with it. But apparently, like his wife was like the saving grace.
He originally was going to put NSYNC in the prequels.
Really?
Yes, really. His kids really liked NSYNC. I don't know. I did not verify that, but that is something that I've heard several times.
Like,
from
sir,
several
incoming message. Incoming. Die.
Yeah, that's what that's what happens. They're like, we're going to blow up the Death Star. Bye.
Can you imagine?
They're like, who's the chosen one? It's gonna be.
Wait, is that Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
I don't fucking know.
It's gonna be my.
Since we have actually a lot of girls who listen to the podcast, I'm sure that we're gonna find out if that was NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Hey, $100 contest. No. Hey, listen. We got to pause for a word from our sponsor. Actually, you know what? We don't have to do a word from our sponsor today.
Let's not do a word from our sponsor.
We have no word from our sponsor
because net neutrality.
Net neutrality. So we don't have any sponsors.
Yeah.
Thanks, Obama. Wait. Thanks, Trump. Wait. Who do I thank for this?
Well, Obama put it in place.
Yeah, he did.
And then Trump took it away. I feel like that was like an innuendo.
Obama gave it and Trump took it. Getting turned on again over here.
That took a, forgive my language, hard right turn.
Hey, speaking of Trump, could you imagine having to have sex with Donald Trump? Not you, but like if you were a woman and having to see this like pot-bellied, shriveled old fucking billionaire that probably likes really weird things in the sack.
Like his hands are so small you don't know if he's touching you, but you do know because he won't shut the fuck up about it.
He's like, I touched you the best. No one's ever touched you like the way that I've touched you.
No, seriously, you won't even know that you had sex with Donald Trump until you saw it tweeted.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet he's into fisting with those little hands.
Wow, I bet you nobody would notice if he was.
I know they're like, I couldn't tell the difference.
Is this podcast going to make the cut? Because I feel like maybe we'll get some good publicity from this when he tweets about it.
I reply to him all the time. I don't know.
What's the problem with you being combative on social media with our with our keyword being our social media accounts is nobody knows who that's coming from.
I'm not too combative though.
Yeah, but if you listen to our podcast and somebody takes a fucking shot at somebody, they're going to assume it was me.
Probably.
You're just like you're dirtying my name by proxy.
You've been dirtying my name by proxy for the last 15 years, so whatever.
I thought it was more like 17, 18 years.
Hey,
sure.
I was in your hometown this past weekend.
I know that. You sent me a couple pictures, I believe, of the Christian cult that we were in, of their old building that looks boarded up and as it should be.
It is. It's so sad. They kind of revitalized the downtown area. You wouldn't reckon. I don't know how long it's been since you've been back, but the whole old downtown area. There was the big parking lot on the other side. For whatever reason, there was just a ton of parking that didn't make any sense. Anyway, they kind of put a median and then a covered space that doesn't make any sense. And it's a really it could be a really charming downtown, but there's just not enough businesses there. Now there's a one little area, the alley. The Ramcat Alley area, which is really cool, and there's a couple of cool little shops and bars, and the spot's still there.
The spot's still there, which was
the
great.
kitchen's actually really good. I had lunch with a friend there, and the food is really.
What was the one right across from the spot?
The pool room.
Yeah, the pool hall or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that still there?
I think so. It was one of the only places we could get in when we were underage.
Yeah,
you're bound. I got
that Main Street garage.
I got hit by somebody once in that pool room. So the pool room is this place.
No. You got hit on by somebody in that, and it was my girlfriend at the time when I was in the military.
No, one time I was at the pool room and they had a DJ. If you can imagine, some good old boys and good old girls in their best Wranglers, their best blue jeans and t-shirts that they could put on for a Saturday night. No, seriously, and then it's a mix between country music and then rap music, which really didn't make sense, but apparently the girls like to get down. So anyway, I was dancing with someone and I had no idea, and then she's like, "Oh, I have a boyfriend." I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Well, maybe we should stop dancing." She's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. He's not here." To about 30 seconds later, I just felt a punch to the back of my head and my hat flew off. And the next thing you know, I was defending myself against this cowboy looking motherfucker that was really mad that I was dancing with his girlfriend.
It was really funny because when I talked to you while you were down there, and we were talking about all the people down there that we knew and we had some kind of relationship with and stuff like that, and I was like, well, I'd be afraid to go down there because I don't know where I would randomly show up and bump into somebody that I either knew or I slept with, or maybe an unbeknownst baby mama. That's not true. But you're texting right now?
No, I'm looking at these post-it notes.
Oh, but and then you're like, oh, you don't have to worry about it. You never were with anybody who was actually successful. So
no, they would still be there, but they're probably working at Walmart.
Yeah, or meth addicts.
It's when you go to Walmart, you have the door greeters, they're all your ex-girlfriends, and they're probably in wheelchairs because diabetes.
Well, that's fun. Well, luckily, I can't really go back into Walmart most of the time. They probably still have our picture hung up on the wall.
Well, no, that Walmart is now a mattress store, and then there's a super Walmart across the street. But I think you've been there since that happened.
I remember Walmart being right across from. What was it, Fats Cafe, and that Mexican restaurant I really liked.
Oh, so then yeah, that's where the new Super Walmart was. But,
yeah.
But before it was in the little shopping center. Yeah, I can't remember the name.
That's the one we got kicked out of. But I feel like they probably sent an international notice to all of the Walmarts to let them know not to let us back in to ride bicycles through the lobby.
Yeah, have you ever told that story?
I don't know if I've told that story.
I don't think you have. So you know what? I want to start a little bit of it. Then you can jump into it. I don't think we've ever told this story either, of how we met each other.
I think we did.
Did we?
I think we've mentioned that we met at Walmart.
Well, now we have. You son of a bitch! You took my thunder. You're always taking my thunder.
That was just a prequel. The prequels always suck.
No, yeah. So me and my friend Third Rock were riding around in his car, and we used to skateboard, so we were always looking for places to skate, and then you and God, what did we nickname your friend?
Sarvis.
Was it Brian? Oh yeah, Brian Sarvis. Yeah, you and Brian Sarvis, and we met, and it was just like we like instantly like clicked. Well, you, Chris, or you, Third Rock, and I clicked, and then Sarvis kind of got the boot.
He kind of got the scribbled that right out. I remember he came back around a few different times occasionally.
Yeah.
For different events, but yeah. So
that was our hangout spot because the small town there was really nothing going on.
There wasn't nothing legal anyway.
And back then our goal was to meet chicks. And we figured the best place to meet chicks was the only place that anybody ever went to in the town, which was Walmart, because there was literally nothing else to do.
For the record, I don't think I have ever picked up a girl at Walmart.
Wait, no, I think we did. We met I don't know. No, that wasn't us. That was Third Rock and I did. We met a couple every now and then, and we would go to house parties and stuff.
But you remember we always said that we were going to meet our soulmates at Walmart. They're going to be two chicks that were best friends walking around in Walmart at night, and we just happened to be there. We were that's how we're going to know
how that didn't happen.
Yeah, how that didn't happen, and now here we are, and nowhere close to that. You have a happy, successul relationship. So that's good.
I met my soulmate in New York City, and you met all of your soulmates on Craigslist.
Okay.
You met your soulmate, but right now you're in different universes, and you're trying not to create a black hole or a supernova by linking your two universes, and it's such a beautiful story.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Hey, we don't really need to do headlines because we kind of knocked that out in the beginning.
We did knock the headlines out, but we still didn't tell the Walmart story.
Oh, we met each other there.
Yeah, that was the prequel.
Oh, yeah. Well, what happened? I forgot.
Remember, we were going to talk about. It was the day before. It was the day after Thanksgiving.
It was Black Friday. Black Friday,
and we were bored, so we went into Walmart, and it was jam packed because this is where we're from. Walmart is it.
Wait! I want you to say that where we're from. We are not from there. You are not from there. I'm not from. You did live there a really long time.
Okay, where we grew up at. Does that work?
I guess.
Okay, this place that we're talking about.
That we lived for a few years.
That we lived for a while.
That we met.
Walmart was like, the equivalent of Grand Central Station. That was the center of this town. And it was the center of towns around it. The closest place you can get to, mall wise, is a half an hour away.
Maybe even more actually.
Maybe even more. Yeah.
Yeah, back then there wasn't a Walmart in Central either. People from Central and
Clemson,
and Pickens.
University, everybody came to Walmart in Seneca. That's where everybody came to.
Yeah.
So anyway, imagine how crowded this had to be.
Imagine if
on
you will.
Black Friday. Imagine if you will, a world, a dimension, a Walmart. But
Hi, welcome to Walmart.
Hey, wait, have we met? Yes, we dated in 4th grade. See what I did there? I circled back around to the greeter with somebody that I fucked. Anyway, so we walk in. It's super crowded, and we have no plan. We just know that we want to create some kind of chaos because that's what we do. We used to go to Kmart, and we would ride around in wheelchairs, and I would act like there's something wrong with me. You would accidentally knock over the wheelchair, and then I'd lay there on the ground, and you would walk off.
You're stupid.
You're
worthless. And people would be like, "You're horrible. Oh my god."
Yeah, try to pick me up and put me back in there.
But I used to put my legs in my pants, and then we would turn. It would look like I was a a double amputee, and it looked real.
I do recall that. So here, that's a little background. We would go in, and I can vomit on command.
And this is a small town where everybody knows everybody.
Everybody knew me. Everybody knew my dad. Everybody knew my grandpa. I'm 3rd generation.
They go to your grandfather, and they're like your grandson's up there being stupid again.
Yeah,
pretending he doesn't have legs in a wheelchair.
I slept with girls who my dad slept with their moms, who my grandpa. Who I've had conversations with their grandma who talked about my grandpa's penis size.
3 generations of copulence.
Yeah,
Wait, I'm not joking.
I dated
copulation.
a girl. I dated this girl. I was at a bar. We had split up, and I happened to be there, and her dad showed up to the bar, and it was me and my dad there. And this guy looked at me and goes, "Hey, I know you." He goes, "So you're JDZ?" He goes, "I know your dad." He goes, "I heard about your dad," and started talking about my grandpa's penis size.
Nice. So anyway, back to Walmart.
Sorry, tangent. But so we're at Walmart. We walk in. It's Black Friday, and I don't know how we got to it, but all I know is that the middle of the story was us
I know how we
riding.
got to it. I know how we got to it.
How did we get to it? I don't know
Because
how
we saw the bikes and we saw the scooters. We're like, hey, let's fucking ride these things. But
I
we
just
weren't going to
so-
go far. We were just going to go around the little bike area.
I know, but I like try to tell myself that there was some kind of logic that led up to that.
There was no
really
logic. There was no logic. No,
It was just
we were going to ride these things.
we're just gonna ride these. I rode the bike, you rode the scooter, and we went just flying down through like past the aisles, through checkout, and then they stopped us, and then they were yelling at us. You're like, "Oh, put it down. You want me to put it down?" And I remember you kept on trying to continue to ride it, and while they're
as
trying
always,
to stop,
as always,
and I'm trying to tell them that we're just trying it out before we buy it,
right?
Because
They
I'm
they tried to
trying
say that they could get us with shoplifting.
Yeah, and I'm trying to talk myself out of it, being like, "Oh no, we're just trying it before we're going to buy it. We're going to totally buy it." And you're like, "I'm just going to go ride the scooter over here." And then you're like, that was exactly how it went down.
Fuck your authority,
Like,
anarchy in Walmart.
You were so anti-authoritarian. Like you were just like, "I don't fucking care. I'm going to ride the scooter because I want to." Me, on the other hand, I'm like, "Okay, let's see how we can get out of this one." Anyway, so we failed, and they took us to the back and sat us down.
Made us sign papers.
And remember, we took pictures. We had those
Yeah,
cardboard cameras.
Yeah, we had the disposable cameras, and they're like, "Sir, you can't take pictures." And we're like, "Click." We're like, "Okay, one more." Click.
Taking pictures. We're taking pictures of us signing legal documentation underage, saying that we are not allowed to return to that Walmart again. And I remember that.
For
I would
say,
take
no,
pictures-
it wasn't again. It was only 6. We had a 6-month ban.
It was a 6-month ban. But I remember like I tried to get one of the guys having to sign the paper to take our picture together. I was like, "Hey, can you take a picture real quick?"
we did have a picture taken out, and I have it somewhere of us out front the Walmart, like making like kind of like frowny faces. What did we do?
really-
Remember, that was the hardest 6 months of my life.
Not being able to go to Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
but
what did
I
we
heard
do?
You went back with your mom once.
Yeah, I was allowed to as long as I had like parental supervision. They said, but I had to check in whenever I was there, and I couldn't leave her side. Like I couldn't like. I always like to like jet over to the electronics section when I had to go with my mom.
Yeah.
I had to stay with her the whole time, and they told her that, and she had no idea like what was going on. And naturally, like I got in a lot of trouble for that. Like I can't believe, and not only that, because my grandfather was a very large area manager of Walmart's, like the whole like southeast region, and the actual manager of the store at that time was a close friend of his. Who told him, eventually like word got up that I had been banned. And so I got a call from him too, saying that I was an embarrassment and that he couldn't, that I couldn't do that. But I think actually I was unbanned before you because of that, because he made a call.
I wouldn't.
I think I only did I think I only did 3 months. And then
3 at the 6.
So yeah, so like Third Rock and I were the only ones. But they had pictures of us. Remember, they took our pictures and like they had it
Yeah,
posted. Like
they
we
put them on
weren't
the
allowed-
wall. But they wouldn't let us take pictures. That didn't seem fair. Like it was just the kind of nonsense that we got into. Like I said, and the throwing up on command was one of our things.
That was one of
where
your
you'd be like,
things.
well, yeah, but you were the one who would be like, do it. Or like we would hang out with somebody new. You're like, did you know he could like literally throw up on command, like right here, just tell him to, and then they wouldn't believe you. So you would literally make me throw up, and I would do it in front of Kmart. No, I'd do it inside Kmart.
And the other store that your grandfather worked at too, and they would have to do
the grocery store.
it'd be like clean up on aisle. But you remember why we did it, right? We used it as a distraction because we had a 2-point cigarette stealing system.
Oh, we did the
Remember-
distraction.
There was 2 ways. One way was you would take the pack and you would take it back to a certain aisle and put it beside something, and then I would pick it up and then walk out. So like it was a 2-point. The other diversion was you would throw up, clean up on aisle 6 while they were all focused on that. We would take a couple of packs.
Yeah.
And,
That was really funny. I'm not going to say what this item was, but the other big place around there growing up was the skating rink. Right.
I didn't really do a whole lot of skating.
You didn't,
You were,
but this is kind of where my logic came in. This happened after. So I wasn't big into like weed or anything like that, but somebody had given me, I think, a joint at one point, and I was at the skating rink, and I didn't want it because.
Is this your first time? Like your first time?
No, because I didn't. This was still before I think my first time because I've never been like a weed smoker because I'm already weird enough. So anyway, so I go in the skating ring and I have this, and I know there's people there that will take this, and I wasn't trying to sell it. I was just trying to get rid of it. I didn't want it. Somebody tells the owner of the skating rink, right? They call the cops, right? So here's what happens.
How old were you?
I'm like 16, 15. I was young. Like, I know I was young. So what I did is I put it in my sock underneath my foot, right? So I'm pretty much stepping on it. Okay. And then I'm like, I'm in big trouble. And they approached me, and I had already put it under my foot, right? So as I'm walking out the door, I see the cop is there, and I'm essentially being escorted out by a police officer at this point, right? In front of everybody. And I already had a relatively poor reputation at the time for just being like a troublemaker, right? So I get out, and so I'm like, they're going to search me, and I don't want them to find it. So I need to do a distraction. So as I'm walking out, there's somebody else coming in, right? And as they came in, again, small town, so I know almost everybody. So I was like, hey, man, what's up, Brian? How you been? And I shook his hand. I walked up, and I did that like weird like hug type thing and act like I passed something off to him. This kid had no idea what was going on. He thought I just hugged him and everything. So he goes in. I go out there. The cop searches me, can't find a thing on me. He brings the guy back out. He starts interviewing the guy. And then he tells me, he goes, I know you have that shit strapped to your crotch or something. And he goes, or you passed it off. He goes, I don't know how or when you did it. He goes, but you better be damn lucky.
Yeah.
It was in my sock, under my shoe. And you know what I did? I literally walked 2 blocks over to like where Walmart was and just threw it into the grass.
My first experience with pot was when actually I didn't live in South Carolina yet. I was visiting my grandmother who lived in South Carolina. And I had a friend that I made in her neighborhood whose house was kind of across the street. And so we would come down, and I would like stay the night with him every now and then. His older sister was dating this guy from like California. Can't remember his name, but like drove like a really nice car, and apparently was like a weed dealer. And we snuck into their part of the house. Like they had their own little it was a really big house. They had their own like little section of a house. And he's like, look at this. And I remember he opened up this cupboard, and there was this like, I mean, I don't know, because I was a kid, but I want to say like pounds of like California Kush, and he just like grabbed like 2 big handfuls of it, put it in like a red Solo cup, and like filled it to the brim, and then like we went to his room, and then I remember we put on like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and hung out of his bedroom window and just like smoked like a lot. And I wasn't really like high. They say like you don't get high your first time, but then we did it again, and I guess I hit it right, and I started like coughing really bad.
Yeah,
and just got.
And then you were done for.
I was just like stoned. The room was spinning. I didn't know what was going on, and all I can remember is that like we had his bedroom door locked, and then like there was like pounding. He's like, "I know you've been in my shit," la la la, like yelling at us.
Yeah,
and
so I have a question. Speaking since we're on the drug tangent here. Was it me, was it you, or was it somebody else who sold my sister acid, except they were really just regular Listerine strips?
I think I did that.
I thought.
Yeah, no, it was
me.
It was me. It was me.
Like she wanted acid, and you gave her those little dissolvable Listerine strips, and then she took them and then swore that she was tripping.
I split them in quarters, and then it said let it dissolve. I was like they're minty.
And they were literally just Listerine strips.
Oh yeah, and I remember. Oh wow, I forgot about that.
I didn't.
I used to sell.
Literally, like ripped my sister off. So
we were somewhere, and I sold a lot of them to a lot of people, and then I had to leave because like everyone was getting really mad. I made so much money that night; it was great.
And it's funny is too like a whole bunch of like kids too, so they literally didn't know what the fuck they were doing. So like I feel it, man.
Oh yeah, like they were fucking idiots. But continuing the first weed story, so like the drug dealer boyfriend is banging on the door, and so we like jump out of the window, and like, he busts through the door and like comes after us, and we had pot everywhere, so we knew we took it, and somehow like when we got out, his sister like grabbed me up like by my neck. Or like the back of my shirt, and was like, "I'm walking you over to your grandparents' house, and I'm going to tell them everything." And I'm like high out of my mind, but I still was able to pick. I'm like, oh wait, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, you're gonna walk me over to my grandparents' house and tell them that I stole your pot from your drug dealer boyfriend? I was like, okay, cool, do that. I was like, my grandfather, she didn't know anything. I was like, my grandfather's a cop. I was like, go ahead, and she like stopped. And then, but anyway, so what she did is they took us over to their part, and like her boyfriend just like tied us up and like beat the crap out of us for like a little bit, like not like enough to where we would bruise. He was like hitting us with, I want to say it was like potatoes in like socks. Like they were like he was like hitting us with it.
It's better to do it with oranges or tangerines, but yeah, potatoes work.
I mean, well,
potatoes
you know what?
Are too hard. Potatoes are too hard because they leave bruising.
Well, no, it didn't leave bruises.
I know, that's why I don't think it was potatoes. It would need to be something softer like oranges.
Well, okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to travel back in time and tell him, hey, listen, when you're beating the crap out of me and my friend, with whatever you have in the sock, make sure it's not a potato because it'll leave bruises.
I mean, potatoes can do it, but just potatoes are typically too hard.
Yeah. So, yeah.
From my torturing experience.
That was my first experience. And like super high and all this was happening.
What's really funny is that is not the first. Well, that's probably the first, but by God, not the last that you found yourself jumping out of somebody's window and running. Like I can't count how many times that we've jumped out of somebody's window and ran. Like with what was her name? Pocahontas? What is her? What was the name that we gave her?
I think it's Pocahontas.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, I remember that. We were at her place.
Yeah, and we were upstairs, and her dad came home, and we jumped out.
No, her dad was already there. We were sneaking out. We didn't jump out of the window. We were coming downstairs. We were sneaking out, and he was like in the living room, and just happened to get a glimpse of us leaving out the front door, and then was like, oh, like.
I just remember he let a dog out.
No. I don't remember I don't remember the dog. No.
I remember running and having to jump over.
This is
a fence,
what happened. What happened. You have a horrible memory. Okay. This is what happened. So we come down. We come down the stairs as like I think I was already out, but he saw you, and like the back of your head, because I talked to him about this years later because he ended up being like kind of cool, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And when he did that, you were like, run. So we started running, and we went maybe like 3 or 4 houses down and hid behind like a trash can, and then it was really silent. And then remember, all of a sudden, because he had this like, it was like a Trans Am or like some type of like muscle car, like an IROC or something like that. The fucking headlights just like, as soon as the car starts, it's like, vroom, and then the headlights come on, and we're like, oh shit. He's like, it's like coming after us. So we're running through people's backyards and jumping over fences. And that's where the dog came from, because there was a dog in someone's backyard.
That's what it was.
And you were trying to get over the fence, and I think it like grabbed you. Anyway, I take off like freaking, what's that really fast? Usain Bolt. Hey, what was the fast guy that killed his girlfriend? I want to be that guy. What was his name? Oscar. No, anyway. You know, with the one leg.
Yeah. No, both of them. They call him Blade Runner.
All right, whatever. So like I'm like gone. I'm like in the next neighborhood by now. And then all I know is like I just hear Zach, like, where'd you go? And then you finally like kind of like found me.
I've got ravaged by a dog. Vomiting was the only acceptable outcome to that.
No, the window that you're thinking of wasn't one that we were crawling out. Was the one that I was trying to crawl in to get you, because I used to sneak out to talk to my girlfriend, and we would talk for hours, and I would hang outside the window. And one time I was talking to.
I don't need to tell this one again.
Oh, I don't care. I'm going to. I was talking to her, and I see your stupid ass behind her, and you're like, "Oh, hey, Zach," and I'm like, "What the fuck is he doing there?" You had somehow like pitied your way into her parents letting you stay there.
First of all, it's never pity; it's charm.
No, oh, really? It's pity. It's so pity,
dude. I am one of the. I am the charmingest of the charmingest.
I remember the story that she said that you had told them because like you had a fight with like your grandfather.
No. You remember the story I told her to tell you.
You charmed your way. They were like super Christians. They wouldn't let you in there. Why would they let you in there?
They were preachers.
No, they were worried about you because you didn't have anywhere to go. What you consider charm is everyone else's definition of pity. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what you work with. Oh. And it works. It works.
Oh, so I'm not charming.
I'm not saying you're not charming.
I'm a charity case.
No, I'm not saying you're not charming. What I'm saying is, in that particular instance, and in many other, you've used the act of of people feeling sorry for whatever it is for your gain. Whether it's real or not on your end, you make them believe that it is. And you even admit to this.
That's a lie.
All right. Oh, I guess now since you're a fucking author, it's not true anymore, right? Hey, I wonder if it's gonna make the New York Times bestseller list. Can I have your autograph?
I'm more interested in finishing it.
Hey, if anybody wants to sleep in this room that I'm sitting in, JD slept here once, so when he's famous, you can come sleep here too, where he slept.
You want to hear a fun fact?
No.
So
No, I do. What is it?
I've actually been writing the same actual like fiction book since like I was a teenager, right? Like the one that I made before I went in the military, the one that Penelope burned when she found all those pictures of my ex-girlfriends. Like I've been writing the same book for even now. I still have a couple chapters. Like I'll start writing, I'll never finish. I had when I was little, I want to say 15, 16, when I first started writing it, I had the same dream over and over and over that I would write this book and die. And so I have never actually finished writing the book because I am deathly afraid that I'm going to die afterwards.
But then you'll be famous.
That wasn't part of the dream. Just me writing a book and dying doesn't actually mean that it'll be good or people will read it.
People have dreams all the time, and they never come true.
That's true. Like me being successful.
Yeah. Hey, quit texting.
I'm not texting. I'm playing with my business cards.
What are those business cards for?
Interviews that I've been on in the last week.
Oh, nice. How did that go?
And
Interview with a vampire.
But I'm getting an actual new wallet. It was supposed to be here yesterday, and it hasn't shown up yet. It's an Iron Man wallet.
You can get things delivered there?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Why couldn't I?
I don't know.
It's an extended stay hotel.
No, but that's nice. That means that like maybe if like things go my way, I can mail you one of these that I'm pointing at. These things.
Oh, I do not want your penis. Please stop pointing at that.
Okay. So then, what about one of these then?
You're still pointing at your penis. I don't understand.
For the record, I was not pointing at my penis.
No, it was the other big black. It was a microphone. Anyway, but yes, I can actually get them. I can get them here. Somebody actually just recently sent me a gift.
Who sent you those?
What?
Your shoes that you like so much.
I sent them to myself.
Oh, I thought that somebody sent them to you.
I never specifically said that.
Did you get a good deal on them?
Yes, I did.
How much?
$40.
Nice. I got a pair of new workout shoes the other day for like $50.
Yeah, and these are like the Adidas shell tops, which are my all-time favorite shoe.
I'm surprised they're still $40.
They were 60, I think. I think I got them on a sale.
Hey, I was listening to Limp Bizkit the other day when I was driving through Atlanta traffic.
I knew this was coming.
No, I'm serious. I was. So I started off listening to the first Korn album, and then from there I listened to what was it, Follow the Leader, that had the song with Jonathan Davis and Fred Durst, and then from there I skipped over $3. I skipped over a $3 bill, y'all, and went to Significant Other, and listened to that. And my girlfriend was trying to work the whole time, and it was cool through everything else. But once I put Limp Bizkit on, she's like, "What is this? And why are we listening to this?" And I was like, "It's my favorite band ever." So,
whatever. You used to make fun of me so much for Limp Bizkit. Like, but then again, I make fun of me now because I had like the sideburns, I had the red Yankees cap, I had the shell top Adidas. Like, literally all I wore was like cargo shorts, camo shorts, and black t-shirts. Like, that was my, like, I literally had pictures of me recreating poses of Fred Durst in posters.
You remember the pictures I sent to you a few days ago? Like how long like my sideburns were? Like we both had really long sideburns.
I know that I had sideburns because I couldn't grow any other kind of facial hair.
My sideburns went all the way down like to like my Adam's apple that I had since I was 10.
Yeah, but that's because you were like the only like fourth grader who had a goatee. Like, it was, like my sideburns were really long, but they actually stopped at the bottom of my ear. I just grew out the length and then I combed them down so it looked like I had sideburns. Yeah, because I couldn't actually grow facial hair. Like my facial hair now is like very
spotty at best.
What is it? Not Mennonite, but like
Amish.
Very
Amish.
That I wouldn't go that far.
No,
All right.
no, but
Okay, let's go with Amish instead of spotted.
when you grow out your beard like full blown, like you straight,
I look fucking Amish.
you
dude.
look like an Amish.
Yeah, because I get the line right here, and so I just shaved it today and got. I went with the whole 90s.
No, you're going like 90s, like 98 degrees boy band look.
Yeah,
You know,
that's what I was aiming for. But now I got my shell top, so I'm just going full 90s in general.
so you're gonna really attract like mid 30s like girls that were really into NSYNC when they were 16. Now with that little chin strap,
Think?
all you need now is like a piercing and defrost
about
the
to say
tip.
piercing,
I was gonna say
frost
frost the tips of your hair, but
I don't have any hair.
you could like draw some on with a Sharpie. Oh my gosh, how fucking funny would that be?
If I drew hair on.
You know what I wish you would do? I wish you would draw the hair on your head with a Sharpie and then go on an interview. And then when they ask you, when they ask you, like what are you talking about? Like make them feel like they're like idiots for it.
I mean, I do that to people anyway. Like in conversations, I treat them like they're stupid. But having like the Charlie Brown little curl, just the one little Charlie Brown curl right here in the
I want you to have like parted hair and then like draw it all the way like down to the side.
draw down my neck.
And then but I want you to walk around with a brush and just like constantly like brushing the marker on your head.
Or just get a comb. Just get a comb and then occasionally just do like this one of these like real slick backs, but there's no hair.
Hey, we got 10 minutes. Do you want to pick a movie to summarize in a sentence, or do you not want to do that?
I'm trying to think.
How about this? How about Star Wars Return of the Jedi in one sentence?
Which one's that one?
The best one, even though
I'm just kidding.
You'll say Empire.
First of all, no, Return it. Ooh.
Listen, everybody and their moms thinks that Empire is the best, but it's not. Return of the Jedi is amazing. So, just so you know.
Return of the Jedi is not amazing.
Can I tell you why Return of the Jedi is so amazing? Because
Sure.
in the new movie, if your theory is correct about Luke being dark, you get to see that in Return of the Jedi. You can sense that darkness in him, even though he, appears not to be so dark.
Yes, but Return of the Jedi is a redemption story, and nobody likes fucking redemption stories.
How's it a redemption story? For Darth Vader?
Yeah. Darth Vader should have went out bad. Matter of fact, if anything, I'm disappointed that he lacked the follow-through.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that it was great because, like, after all the years of suffering, like, after he pretty much, like, killed his wife, even though, like, you can debate whether or not she died on her own or not, and then spent the rest of the time, like, hunting down his own kids and trying to, like, kill them too. Like coming back at the Emperor, who pretty much manipulated him from, since he was born, manipulated him into life and, like, taking him out. I think that was
See,
pretty cool.
you say manipulation. I say he aided him. Like, he helped him become a better him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He didn't have arms or legs, JD. He wasn't
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, are you kidding? And then where would Darth Vader been without the Emperor? The Emperor gave him everything he needed, anything he wanted. Did he have like a little misguided?
There would
like,
still be peace in the goddamn Galactic Empire if it wasn't for the fucking Emperor, okay? So I don't want to hear that from you, all right? Don't even.
I'm just saying the
He
Emperor
fucked
got
every-
cocky is what happened. The Emperor got cocky is what happened.
The Emperor knew what he was doing the whole time. He was playing both
I know he
sides.
did. Yeah, but he got cocky.
Starting trade wars here, starting trade wars there,
But trust me, I know. I'm just saying. I think Darth Vader is a pussy.
You better take that back, you son of
I
a
said
bitch.
Darth Vader.
Oh, and
was a pansy.
Kylo Ren's like the all-American male man, strong.
No. The only good villain. There's two good villains. There's two good villains in Star Wars.
Who the fuck are
There's
they?
the Emperor. There's the Emperor, who was amazing. He got cocky, and his fault. His demise was not his fault. His problem was that he trusted Darth Vader, and Darth Vader was a pussy, right? And then,
oh my god,
also,
no, he wasn't.
Also, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, who made like an all 30 seconds in the entire like series, besides like the prequels where like you see him as a kid. That Boba Fett.
Yep.
That like
Boba Fett.
all the stories about him are all from like fan fiction, not even from the actual movies.
They're not. You know what? There's more to the expanded universe than fan fiction.
Hey, speaking of fan fiction, don't you know somebody that wants to get a fan fiction version of No, okay.
I am writing a fan fiction based on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Hey, listen, no one even likes Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so people are going to really not like that. They're going to be like, what is this about? You could actually probably like sell it off as an original and no one would know the difference. Because, that dude's dead.
Would you stop?
What? It's true. I like it, but other people don't.
I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and the people who don't like it are the ones who watch the movie, not actually smart enough to know how to read a book.
Fuck, the movie was so bad. It was so bad. I was so
The
disappointed.
movie was awful.
I was disappointed. It's kind of
I was
the movie's cool.
I was angry.
The movie's a cool standalone. Like if you didn't know anything about it, and it was something completely different. It was kind of cool because it was weird.
Yeah.
But
do you know what the answer 42 stands for? Like, do you know what it represents?
I don't remember. Wait,
like, okay,
I do.
so
I do, but I don't remember.
They made a giant computer, and they said they wanted to know what the answer to everything is, right?
Well, folks,
And
I'm
so
sorry,
for
but we're out of time. No, we have like
Hold on.
2 minutes.
So for like millions of years, this thing processed it. They showed up, and then the computer looked at them and said the answer is 42, right? And that's it. And they never explained what the answer is, but there is actually an answer because the writer was actually a computer programmer at one point, and if you know anything about computer programming, 42 stands for. That's the end of the podcast.
You didn't say deuces, asshole.
Deuces.
That's not the good way you said it. You gotta say it right.
Deuces. Thanks again for tuning in to this week's episode of the Six Sad Podcast. This is a presentation brought to you by Six Sad Media. To learn more about the Six Sad Podcast, the hosts, or some of the characters that we've discussed in this week's episode, make sure to check out www.sixsadpodcast.com. To sponsor the Six Sad Podcast, make sure to contact us at www.sixsadpodcast.com/advertise. And last, and most importantly, if you've enjoyed this episode or the Six Sad Podcast, make sure to follow us online at facebook.com/sixsadpodcast or on Twitter or Instagram at sixsadpodcast. And now, an outtake from this week's episode. Have coupons that you guys can accept?
We don't accept coupons.
Okay, can I negotiate the rate? What was the amount? 160 you said?
Yeah, it's 196.62.
196.62.
Right?
Okay, so
Ask her if you take her
I
out.
want to make sure.
If you can.
I just want to make sure. So I owe 196.62, and the only thing you tell me about it is it's just a service. So you can't give me like a detailed explanation of what it is. So I have to pay 196.62 for just a basic, vague service. So I guess the details don't really matter to them, right?
Well, they would have all the details, but they just sent this over to us here.
Oh, okay.
They do have like the original charge date is like June 12th of 2015, so it is kind of an older account.
Oh, so but I guess the point I'm making is the details don't really matter, just as long as I give you guys the money, then, right?
Well, this is all they send us over.
Okay, so I can just send you something vague and generic, like money-wise. Like the details don't really matter, so I can send you, I don't know, like $20-ish. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you wanted to make like payments on it, you could do that.
Oh no, that was all I was going to give you. I was just going to give you a basic generic amount since, I'll just consider it like money. Like how you're charging me for just service. I'll just send you money. Like maybe 58 cents.
Okay, yeah.
Please ask her out.
Too, if you want an itemized statement, I could definitely have one for you.
Okay. So you can get one for me?
Actually, you would have to give them a call and see if they could get you out one, or even, like I said, go over it with you on the phone to let you know exactly what this is.
Well, could you? I would prefer. I would assume that you probably get paid on, like, I guess, a percentage or a commission on this. So I wouldn't mind paying it with you. But I was just curious: is there a way you can ask a supervisor if you guys can accept EBT as a payment?
Yeah. Hold on just a second.
Absolutely.
Please tell me you're recording this.
Oh, I totally am. You gotta ask her out, though. Come on. Like at the end.
I already know what I'm doing. Don't worry. You're gonna love it. Hold on. I want to get the super.
Okay. Yeah, we don't take EBT.
Damn. Well, I mean, I don't have EBT anyway, so I guess it's pretty irrelevant. So, okay, so I just need to get you like some kind of money-ish for some kind of service-ish, and then we can go from there, right?
We sure can, yep.
Perfect. One last question, I guess, since you, like I said, you don't do EBT or coupons. Could I like negotiate like a settlement if I like took you to dinner, maybe? Like, I mean, I can get EBT, so I can get us like maybe chicken and macaroni. I mean, come on. Granted, like I don't have all my ducks in a row because clearly, like I owe debt. But that shouldn't be. I mean, whatever happened to falling in love with the guy with the bus pass? You know.
Okay. Well, if you wanted to, I could actually do a settlement here with you. I could get down to like 147.
Is it settlement appetizers?
47.
So you're saying you would settle for me, is what I'm getting out of this.
Right.
Well, that just brought up every relationship I've ever had. All right, here's what I'll do. I will see if I can get some coupons or something, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good.
Have a spectacular day.
Okay, so if we do need to reach you, this is the best contact number for you?
I can't promise I will always. I'd like that I'll answer. But yeah, this is definitely the only number to reach me. But then again,
they're about to cut your phone off.
They're about to cut the phone off. So something about service, and they also don't take EBT. I don't know what this world's coming to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, thanks for calling. Let me know that I owe money. Happy Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.